Juliet yesterday and the day before. And before that, we did our intro to Shakespeare. So you guys feel pretty comfortable so far with how Romeo and Juliet's been going? Yes? Okay. That's awesome. Nice thumbs up. Thank you. So what we're doing today is continuing to read. Today we're going to be in Act 1, Scene 2. This is when Capulet and Paris are walking in the streets, and they're discussing the future of Paris and Juliet's relationship. This is the first time that we meet them, so pay close attention to their characters. So, make sure that you either get out your vocab lists or just have the vocab list in mind. This is what you worked on last night for homework. The words we're going to be defining today are woo and trudge. So you can either just have that in your brain or write it on your paper, whichever you prefer to do. You also need to have out your Romeo and Juliet guidebooks because we're going to be sketching the scene. And after we read it, we're going to review some key points for it. So go ahead and pull out your script books and we'll get ready. So can I have a volunteer to read Capulet today? Sarah, thank you. And then a volunteer to read Paris. Yes, ma'am, Jerry. All right, so Capulet, take it away. Act 1, Scene 2.
Are we starting from the beginning? Very top?
You can start from the third section of Capulet that says, but saying or what I have said before. Thank you for asking.
But saying or what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She has not seen him change for 14 years, but 2 more summers with her in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon married are those too early made. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. Woo her, gentle Paris, in her heart. My will to her content is but a part, and she agreed within her scope of choice. Lies my consent in fair according voice. This night I hold an odd accustomed fest, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love and view among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my number more. At my poor house, look, behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. Such comfort as do lusty young men feel, when well upheld April on the heel. Of limping winter treads, even such delight, among fresh male buds shall you this night. Inherit at my house, hear all see, and like her most, whose merit most shall be, which no more view of many mind being one. One stand a number, although in reckoning them, come, go with me.
Says to the servant, giving him a paper.
Go, sire, trudge about, through fair Viona, find those persons out, whose names are written there, and to them say, my house, and welcome on my pleasure stay.
Excellent job, both of you. Thank you for reading. So, now that we've read through, we're going to go over woo and trudge. Now, Capulet says to Paris, you need to woo Juliet in order to get her to like you. What does woo mean? Does anybody know in this context? From who did your vocab last night? To woo means like to court. Nowadays we might say to flirt with somebody. It's how you interact with somebody to let them know that you like them so that they'll marry you, because at 13 years old she is a desirable girl to Paris, who is much older. You guys remember that from your vocab a little bit? Okay. What about trudge? Does anybody know what trudge means? That he's going to trudge about Verona? I have to start double checking your vocab list. Yes, Amy?
Like walk around?
It does. It means walk around, and to trudge kind of has an extra meaning to it, like where you're trudging around. You don't really want to be walking around, maybe. He has to go over the whole city, so trudge about, I think, is pretty accurate, because after a while, I would be pretty tired. I don't know about you guys. Verona's a pretty big city. All right, awesome. Vocab done. Now we get to the fun part. So, there are 4 different reasons on here why Capulet doesn't think that Juliet's ready to get married, why he doesn't want her to get married yet. Who can name me one of those reasons that he says to Paris? Yes, ma'am.
She's too young.
She is too young. She's only 13. How old does he want her to be before she gets married?
At least 2 more summers, so 15.
15. Good job. Excellent math. What's another reason that one of you can name why he thinks that she's not ready to get married yet, or why he doesn't want her to get married?
It says the earth hath swallowed all my hopes but she. So like he's kind of like holding on to her because she's like really special to him.
Right, because all his other children have died. She's his only child that's left. The earth has swallowed them up. So good picking that out, both of you. The two other reasons you can think of is that he wants her, when he says, but woo her gentle Paris, get her heart, he wants her to love whoever she marries. He wants her to make the final decision out of the people that he says, these are the guys that it's okay for you to marry. He wants her to have the final choice. And also at the end, when he says, among fresh female buds shall you this night inherit at my house, here all see. He's talking about the fact that he's having that cool masked party tonight where Romeo's going to meet Juliet. There's going to be a lot of hot babes there, and he wants to make sure that Paris doesn't like one of them better than Juliet, because, you know, his eye might wander, and then he wouldn't be the right guy for Juliet. Good work, you guys. Now, we're going to take about 2 minutes, and you can draw this scene in your guidebooks. So, yes, Sarah.
We're drawing Capulet talking to Paris.
You can draw Capulet talking to Paris, or you can draw Capulet talking to the servant, or you can draw all three of them hanging around, the servant walking around. However you will best remember this scene. Yes. Where are they? They're in Verona, which is in Italy, remember? In the 1500 area. So you can draw those some pretty fancy clothes. Also keep in mind this isn't an art contest. I will be very happy with stick figures if that's what you'd like to do. Good job, Sam. I like the colors.
Mine's even better because it's one color.
Monochrome, that is nice. That's a good technique. They might want to have faces, though. No? Okay.
It's abstract.
Get pretty existential.
Abstract stick figures.
Abstract stick figures. You need to be in an art class. Because that's pretty interpretive. That's the house. Nice perspective. Look at that. Good job. He looks pretty awesome. I like the feather in his hat. They're talking to each other?
Yep.
Good job. They're talking. Nice hair detail. So the servant be weighed down by all those letters he has to carry around. All right, good job, guys. Boy, that 2 minutes sure flew by fast, didn't it? Nudge. So remember to do your vocab tonight, so that tomorrow maybe you have a little bit easier time. I am going to check your vocab list tomorrow and give you stamps if you have completed the vocab up to Act 1, Scene 3. So make sure you do that so you can get that stamp in your guidebook and on your vocab list. You'll also need to bring your guidebook again tomorrow because we'll get to meet Juliet, and I know that you want to draw her in there. So, final review. We have plenty of reasons why Capulet thinks that Juliet's not ready for marriage, right? Who can let me know what woo or trudge means? Woo is flirt. Woo is flirting or courting, correct. Trudge? Anybody? Yes.
To walk around but very happily.
Correct. You guys did excellent today, so I'll see you tomorrow.